Hello, everyone. Welcome to quite impromptu Feng Shui and Prosper live stream today. We are talking about pretty much what everyone else is talking about today, the coronavirus. I'm just gonna give everyone half an hour late from what, but I think we're good now. If you're watching me either from Facebook or YouTube, say hi, tell me where you are watching from, tell me how you're doing with what the world is facing right now, where the COVID-19 virus is concerned. I know some of my clients and students in Japan and Hong Kong are doing self-quarantine right now. I know a couple of people in Italy, like a friend's friend actually got diagnosed with it. They've since recuperated, but you know, they're in their 40s, 50s and healthy, but they, you know, the pneumonia still kicked their behind. So I just wanted to come on today and share Flying Star Feng Shui. Interestingly enough, maybe interesting to you guys, but not so surprising or even shocking to those who are familiar with Flying Star Feng Shui and how classical Feng Shui really works. That is what today's live stream is about. And more importantly, in terms of what Flying Star Feng Shui, what kind of insights they can give us in terms of what to expect for the next few weeks, the next few months, and how we can all prepare for it, okay? So let's just jump on that. For those of you guys who did the Feng Shui 2020 training with me, you know, Feng Shui 2020 is where I have my annual training and I help get their house prepared for the year. And every year when we go over the annual energy, those of you who registered for this year's, you would have noticed that the number 7, now for those of you who are not familiar with Flying Star, basically it kind of looks like a Sudoku grid, but it's not Sudoku. It is basically numbers 1 to 9, and all these numbers have an energy to it. Let me see if I can share screen, and hopefully you guys don't lose me. Okay, here. Okay, so this is basically the energy for 2020. And you guys are you guys seeing the screen? Yeah, Flying Star screen, okay. So this is the energy annual energetic chart for 2020. And you guys can see that so you'll see that number 1s till number 9 are all in this 3x3 grid, okay? I'm just going over the basics for those who have never heard of Flying Star Feng Shui before. So if you have been doing fast with Flying Star all this time, this is gonna be a really big eye-opener to you on why classical Feng Shui can actually forecast what could happen in the future, and it also tells us why certain things happened in the past as well. So this is the energy for the year, okay? Every direction has a Flying Star energy this year. The energy in the center is 7. Those of you who have followed me for any amount of time, and even those who just finished the certification course that I did last week, know that, or even those who follow Flying Star, we all know that the number 7 usually denotes illness, stress, as well as chaos, even violence, okay? And this being the energy in the center, this affects everyone. I mean, these energies affects everyone. And other masters or other teachers might disagree, but what I have seen is the energy in the center really affects the general population. And right now we are seeing the number 7 wreaking havoc worldwide. And again, as a student of Flying Star Feng Shui, some of you are aware of the classical fast food bagua. I'm gonna do, if I am new to you guys, go back to my Facebook or my YouTube page and look for my video on bagua. This is where I talk about how the classical bagua is so different from whatever mainstream media is pushing out for you guys, okay? If you guys look at the bagua and superimpose it with the lo shu, again, I might lose some of you guys, but I'm doing this fast and furious here, okay? If you guys look at the lo shu, this is the energy of the lo shu, okay? The ones, the red ones to the left. The original position for the number 7 is in the west, okay? That's lo shu wise. The number 7 originally is in the west. In the bagua, the classical bagua, I'm talking about classical bagua, the body part that is related to the Dui trigram in the west is the mouth, the lungs, the respiratory system. Now, if you talk about the mouth, we're talking about things that come through the mouth. So usually when we see the number 7 combined with any other flying star, usually we see issues with either dietary, like, food poisoning, alcoholism, and in the coronavirus case, it supposedly started in a market in China where people are consuming wild animals. Are you guys starting to see this? Okay. Now, and that is the Dui trigram, which is also where the number 7 is in the classical bagua. And now that the number 7 is pulled in the center here, okay, now we're not going to go to the lo shu. Okay, so this is the annual energy. Hence, back in October, November, of last year, when we did the training, Flying Star Feng Shui enthusiasts already know that this year is going to be a year where a lot of people are going to get sick. Very, very sick. Okay? Now, the only thing that is a little interesting is that the Dui trigram, again, related to the number, the Dui trigram usually affects younger children, meaning girls under 14 and boys under 16. So that's the only thing so far that Flying Star has yet to explain, because right now the coronavirus actually impacts the older ones more. They're the ones who are more badly affected. They're higher risk. If they catch the virus, it's harder for them to bounce back compared to those who are younger, tend to bounce back a little bit faster. So Flying Star wise, this is the only thing that's not connecting. Now, this is the energy. What you're seeing on the screen is the energy for the year. Let's look at the energy for this month. So the big number in the center is the annual energy. Number, monthly energy. And this is, again, why it's also important to not just look at the annual energy and do your feng shui that way, but you should. Any proper serious feng shui enthusiast need to do your feng shui placements monthly. You need to be aware of the flying star movements monthly as well. So what do you guys see in this chart here? It's doubled, isn't it? It is doubled. So the center has double 7. Okay, and another thing, let me pull back a little bit. Talking about the annual energy here, the number 5, okay, the number 5 is in the east. If you look at the Wuhan, so the center and the east is affected. If you get province area is to the central, almost eastern, eastern, almost central part of China. Do you guys see that? Okay. And now this month we have double 5 in the east, double 7 in the center, which is why this month it picked up, because the illness star is now doubled up. It's double whammy. So you're seeing, even at the tail end, remember when so this month started, let me look at this month started March 5th. Okay, the Chinese month started March 5th. Even a week prior to the month already, you're seeing news coming out about Iran, about Italy, about all other infections, like confirmed cases, because we were going into March where the number 7 is. Okay, more illness, more stress, more fear, more panicking, and more, because unfortunately situations like this also bring out the worst in people sometimes. So you see a little bit more, I don't want to say violence because no riot has broken out yet, but the energy of the negative energy of people definitely started coming out. I went to the supermarket yesterday, and this woman literally, because all the toilet paper is gone, and we have seen fights over toilet paper. Isn't that crazy? This lady in the was taking, I'm thinking, paper towels. Paper's gone to paper towels. So yeah, it has definitely brought out a part of humanity that is not the best, is what I can say. And so Flying Star wise, again, I'm not predicting anything, okay? I'm just presenting to you guys what the Flying Star chart is showing us. So with the double 7, that's why this month things are picking up really quickly. So many states in the U.S. now have announced state of emergency. Here in Toronto, I don't remember if it's whole of Ontario, my province, but I know at least my city, all publicly funded schools basically are closed. Well, we have March break next week, but even after March break, those for an additional 2 weeks. So I think school's only going to open like April 5th. These kinds of news, you're starting to see a little bit more this month. Okay, double whammy in the center. Now, where do we go from here? Obviously, stay safe, okay? Even though in law of attraction, now this is another thing that I don't agree too much in that I believe in law of attraction. I believe there is, and in fact, my manifesting code, my other program is all, well, not all about, is also includes law of attraction. When you feel good, good things come. When you feel panic, you have more to panic on. When you allow yourself to feel fear or anxiety, then situations into your life that makes you feel more fear and more anxiety. What you feel, what you think on a cellular level is what you attract. That is what law of attraction is like. Where I come into disagreement is a lot of spiritual teachers say, oh, if you believe in law of attraction, then you're not going to buy into all this fear and worry. That I don't agree on, because for me, in my personal experience, law of attraction, you can control your life. You control your life with law of attraction. But when it comes to something that happens on a grand scale, it's not your own law of attraction per se. Sure, it's other people's law of attraction as well, other people's energy. If hopes for, prepares for the worst but hopes for the best, if everyone just are able to keep themselves on a vibrational level of love and hope and bring out the best in humanity, then things will not be so bad. I believe that. However, if food from the grocery stores are flying off the shelf, no amount of law of attraction is going to help you. That is my personal opinion. Again, people might say, oh, if you're a spiritual teacher teaching manifesting, yet you're telling people to stock up, you're not being aligned. That is, I'd strongly disagree with that, because you cannot control what other people do. If people are panic buying, you have to protect yourself and more groceries than what you normally do in order to protect yourself and protect your family. Law of attraction will, it might bring you to a store that still has toilet paper, but like I said, you cannot control the energy outside of you. Okay? So I don't have the chart for next month, but next month, well, I didn't prepare it for this live stream, but that next month is the number 6 in the middle. Okay? Number 6 in the middle. Now, again, in Flying Star, number 6 is a metal energy. In fact, okay, now that I think of it, and those of you who took the Flying Star certification, you go back, you're going to see this energy when it combines with the number 7. So let's say, okay, I'm going to take off the March 2020, and let me just add the number 6 in the center, just so you guys can see it on screen, okay? So number 6 monthly now combines with the 7 annually. In our school of Feng Shui, when the number 6 combines with the number 7, they're both metal element. They are both metal element. And metal against metal is what? War, riot, people really going crazy. And again, I'm not here to spout fear. Okay, I know it doesn't sound like it, but my main thing about this live stream is to empower you guys with the right information so you will catch yourself. Okay, so number 6 next month in the center, combining with the number 7 of the year, is not a good combination at all. However, number 5, that is coming up in May, is where, again, I'm not forecasting anything. I'm just looking at the chart, okay? I'm not psychic. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. But just looking at the combination of May's monthly energy, which is the smaller red numbers, combining with the annual energy, is not a good combination. It is a worrying combination. Government, financial systems, the economy machine is going to start chugging along a little slower. Okay? No, this is, right now we're looking at May. Right now, this chart here is May. Okay? However, the silver lining, is after May, things will get better. At least flying star wise. Again, I am not psychic. Okay. And this is where I put my hope and faith for the second half of the year, where things will start getting better. Okay. And if hunker down for it, make sure you are covered for a month more if you can. Okay. Again, don't go nuts. Don't go crazy. But every time you go out grocery shopping, if you are in a country that's still not under lockdown, every time you go out grocery shopping, just buy a tiny bit more than you normally do. You don't need to stock up. Okay. Those of you guys who are wondering about the monthly star, now go back to your calendar. If you did the Feng Shui 2020 with me, you have the calendar. But 7-4, again, 7 as a combination with any number is no good. But my main intention is after May, we should see the panic and the anxiety, and we'll get more information about the virus, maybe a little bit more studies and are going to be more, the panic, from what I'm seeing, the panic will start dying down and life will start going back to normal, whatever normal will be at that point. Okay. So that's the purpose of this live stream, is that hashtag flying stars don't lie. I really need to register that. But flying stars really give us so much information about what's happening in the world. And so from flying star perspective, we have hope that after May, that things will start, the fear and the anxiety will start easing off. Okay. So no at the end, but things like the governments, they're going to realize their healthcare system is not prepared for any kind of pandemic, right? Other things will also change. Maybe again, I'm not a financial guru, but maybe where banking systems or e-commerce or commerce as a whole, they realize, okay, this is something that we were not prepared for. Let's put something in place. Because whoever, well, those who don't follow Feng Shui, whoever thought of this, that this is going to happen? These are unprecedented times, right? So hopefully after this episode is done, that all these systems are going to realize we need to do better. And the people are going to realize we need to do better. Those who stocked up on toilet paper. That you stocked up. Because no one else has access to toilet paper nowadays or hand sanitizers. Right? So take care of yourselves. Do not think this is just the flu. Do not think that, oh, the mortality rate is so low, governments and the people are freaking out. Do you think governments are going to close schools, tell everyone to lock down a whole city, lock down a whole country if it wasn't serious? You law of attraction people who are only positive, but you are shielding yourself from the actual reality of what is happening. You are actually shooting yourself in the foot. Okay? I believe in law of attraction. My law of attraction right now, what am I doing for my law of attraction? Is I believe that all this will pass, in denial of what is happening right now globally. Okay? Don't be in denial. I've told my friends to start buying a little bit more in groceries since like January, February. I don't think any of them listened to me. Okay? Like my husband and I, obviously we see what's happening, and Flying Star wise, I see what's happening. Again, every time we just buy a little bit more, buy a little bit more, buy a little bit more. Now, right now, food wise, we're good. Water wise, we're good. Medicine, if we need it, we're good. If we need to self quarantine, we're good. Right? And cancel travels. I still have people who wants to, I still see people wanting to travel. And that's just happening right now. And if you're in denial and you're being selfish and you're still traveling, again, this is, I might get some backlash from this, right? I don't care. But if the doctors in the front lines in Italy are pleading for people to self-quarantine, to watch themselves, to don't think that, to just don't write this off as a flu. It is a pandemic. It is much more serious than that. Even those who are younger, they may overcome it, but it'll be weeks before they fully recover, right? Because you get the flu, it'll develop into pneumonia, it'll develop into bronchitis. Like I said, I have friends who, in my Facebook friends, but they've been tested, they tested positive. They're in their 40s, 50s. It still kicked their behind. It still took them out for, I think, a week or two. So don't just poke your head in the sand and think positive thoughts that it will, that you can change the world. You think positive in terms of what can affect your own situation. Positive as in having hope, having faith. Positive as in attracting a more, a better shopping experience for you, that you can get whatever you need on your list. Okay. Positive in terms of, let's say, your neighbors helping each other out. Thinking positive as in, this is a good time. Like for me, this is a good time for me to teach my older daughter just being more prepared in situations like these, and not just think that life is just la-di-da, that it's all, because I believe for kids, they need to be a little bit more street smart. So I'm using this time to teach my daughter to be a little bit more street smart as well, not just in like a pandemic situation, but in regular situation, but to help her realize that wherever you go, you need to be aware of what's going on. Don't just stick your face in front of your phone and just, tune out the whole world. That's not being street smart. You need to be aware of your environment. You need to keep your inner ears and your outer ears open. You need to keep your inner eyes and your outer eyes open. Okay? So that's pretty much where I want to be interesting to see the flying star patterns and to, and to share it with you guys. But like I said, what I am seeing is after May, things will definitely start getting, we're going to start seeing, the light at the end of the tunnel. So again, those who are freaking out, don't freak out. It's not the end of the world. But at the same time, those who are in denial, don't think that you're immune. Okay, because this is happening worldwide now. So, yeah, Christine saying, talk about health issues. I tore a major muscle in my right leg and ended up in the hospital last night. It isn't just COVID-19. Ah, Christine, thanks for that reminder. Here, let me show you leg issues, leg injuries. This is not coronavirus now, but if you see, okay. Okay, so the numbers on the left is the number of the low shoe, which is, if you want to call it, the original number chart, okay? Now, the number 5 is in the east. And the trigram in the east is Zhen. The Zhen trigram, body part-wise, actually refer to legs and feet, which is why with the number 5, you're also going to see more people with leg and feet injury. In fact, 2 months ago, when the monthly, 2 months ago, so this is January, when the monthly 7 was there, I also had a couple of people in my 2020 groups had their feet, and their bedroom happened to be in the east as well. So when these things happen, again, Flying Star doesn't explain everything, but most of the time, when I look at the Flying Star, you see, this is why things are happening. And this is how I do consultations with my client. This is the power of the right training. And I am so grateful to be in my lineage, because how my lineage explains these number combinations is almost eerie. And every year when I do my feng shui updates for my clients, and I have it on paper that certain things are going to happen, like for instance, I told one client, be mindful of the feng shui in your bedroom that's usually around the kidney. This report, I gave it to him, I think, January or February. And then maybe 3 weeks ago, he emailed me and said, Safrina, you will not believe this. Well, actually, I do. Because, duh, flying stars. But he just passed a kidney stone. And he says, okay, now I will believe you. I will watch out for my health. I will take care of my health. So a lot of things in terms of what's happening health-wise, for instance, you look at what is the energy for the year? What is the energy for the month? What is your astrology? Like Christine is saying, she is a rabbit, so she's hit with the 5. All those things come together like little pieces of the puzzle, and you see the big energetic picture. And that is why the study of feng shui trading course. On my page, I say spend 4 days and you learn knowledge that can help you for the rest of your life. It is not like in advertising, they call it puffery because you're just exaggerating. It is not an exaggeration. My lineage, 4 days can prepare you for the rest of your life, because you're going to see all these number combinations and you're going to know and forecast what could happen in the future. Fast food feng shui doesn't do that. They can't even pretend to do that. This is classical feng shui. This is the power of arming yourself with that information. Okay, so you guys, I am very honored that most of you really waited for this live stream. Again, sorry for the late. Give some food for thought, and hopefully after this you guys will start preparing. Make sure you are safe, make sure you are prepared physically, mentally, spiritually, not just, because things are definitely happening fast and furious right now. So any other questions, feel free to drop a comment either in the YouTube, under the YouTube video or the Facebook video, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.